Drew, do you know what time it is?
Time for core exercises?
Yes! CTC, we are back. We are going over ab and core exercises today. So, what does that entail?
Well, Aaron, just kidding. Today we're really going to talk about strengthening that you can do for your core. We all know that it's really important to have a strong core, but the core really consists of your abdominal muscles, which everybody thinks, and your hip muscles, your glutes. They're extremely important in this situation.
Think of your core being your nipples to the knees. I mean, it really, everything in between that is all part of the core. So
you promise not to say that.
Well, I'm going to say it because it's fun to say, and also it's very true. So why not throw it out there? Nipples to the knees is going to be what we're going to focus on today. Today's exercises are going to be, Drew, why don't you kick off the first one?
So the first one we're going to do is an anterior reach, or Aaron likes to call it Warrior 3.
Next one's going to be a plank side step, we're going to do that with our hands, and then we're also going to come down on our elbows and demonstrate that as well.
Absolutely. We're going to do some bicycle obliques.
The next one is going to be what I call the abronome, or you might be known as windshield wipers.
Thank you, Aaron. And then we're going to finish off with another glute exercise in a single leg bridge. Now, by no means is this an all-encompass, great list of everything you could do. There's so many options here. Aaron actually felt like we were leaving a lot of things out, keeping it to 5. But yeah,
a lot of fun can go down with the abs. I feel like we're leaving a lot on the table. So we're going to give you guys an opportunity to speak of your favorite exercises in the chat below, and maybe if there's a large enough request, we can definitely throw out some additional out there.
Absolutely.
So we'll get that started now.
All right, that first exercise that we're going to do is called the anterior reach, or like Aaron calls it, the Warrior 3. So what he's going to do, standing on one leg, he's going to go slowly down towards a target. We're using a stool in this situation, keeping his hips really level to the ground, parallel to the ground. He's going to touch, come back up very nice and slow, and then bring the opposite leg that he's standing on straight up in the air and really squeeze his right-hand side glute right now, and then back down.
For additional challenge, I like to throw the hands out in front when you get your balance on point. Same things as Drew was talking about, but you're just adding a different balance component.
Awesome. All right, the second exercise that we're going to do is a plank, but modified. So as you can tell in this position, this is a great planking position. Everything's in a straight line here. Aaron's on his toes. I've seen people do single leg, more, however you want to put your feet, it really doesn't matter. Shoulder width apart, the narrower it is, the harder it is. But in this position, Aaron's going to go from here, and he's going to come and kind of walk back and forth to the right side, then left. This is really going to help you maintain stable core while you're cycling, especially when we're all down in that arrow position. And then Aaron's going to kind of modify here and show you going from hands. Let me show you from the front here. From hands and then down all the way to elbows as well. Good. And then walking back up. Ooh, out and in and back up. Awesome. All right, this next, we're actually going to do 2 exercises for this one because they're in the same position. So our bicycle obliques, and Aaron's just kind of going, laying on his back, going elbow to opposite knee, back and forth. I've seen people do these really fast, but in this case, it's a little more important to be controlled and nice and slow.
You control gravity, don't let gravity control you. Do not pull on the back of your head. Now, it's all about flexibility here. If you're able to get contact between the elbow and the knee, great. If you find yourself with a little bit of distance between the two, that just gives you a little bit of room to work. I like the bonus of going to a big bike where I straighten that leg out, take the leg down as a bent comes in, again, straighten that leg out, take it down. That one I really like as a bonus.
Absolutely. And we're going to go right into our metronomes or windshield wipers or
abronomes.
Excuse me, abronomes. So Aaron's going to sit in this position, arms out to the side. He's going to slowly lower his legs. Once again, slow is important in this case. All the way to the side until you can't hold it any longer. Obviously, we don't want your whole body flopping off. Wherever you can control to one side, then slowly making your way to the other side.
Range of motion is great. You might find yourself coming a little bit more at an angle but really focus on pulling that back hip. So the hip that's up towards the ceiling now, slightly pulling back, whether you're angled or whether you have the feet pulled up towards that hand. Take it back up, and opposite side.
Awesome. All right, the last exercise that we're going to do is a single leg bridge. In this position right here, this is kind of the starting position, the easier position. Aaron's going to take a nice deep breath in. As he exhales, he's going to draw his abdominal muscles down, lift his hips straight off the ground. He's going to pause for a short amount of time. We want to make sure he maintains a level pelvis, and then he's going to slowly go back down while he's exhaling, back down to the ground. Okay? Now you're welcome to kind of alternate legs with this one, do a whole bunch on one side, then do the other. If we want to make this a little harder, Aaron's going to jump back up into the position here. Then he's going to take his right leg and put it back down on the ground, and then extend his left leg and kind of go back and forth and kind of alternate and make those glutes fire opposite of each other.
If you decide to go with that option, don't allow the hips to rock back and forth. You want to maintain that hip stability as you shift your weight from one foot to the other. So it's very important in that case, we don't see a hip drop. We keep those hips up. We keep the glutes nice engaged. I always like to use the analogy of like you're pinching a pencil and you're just extending the legs out.
Awesome.
And back.
All right, with everything that we just did, we want to talk about sets and reps. Aaron, he likes time, so maybe do 30 seconds at a time back and forth for all of them. I like repetition, so really whatever works for you.
For me personally, the reason I like time is it doesn't allow me to think, oh, I got 6 more. And then sometimes when we have that number, we just try to get to that number as quickly as possible. With these exercises today, you probably saw that it was slow and controlled throughout the course of all these exercises. And really, I find that to be the foundation of core training is that control.
Absolutely.
As I said earlier, controlling gravity, not allowing gravity to control you. So sometimes for me, just by placing that time of resistance is kind of king instead of just having 12 or whatever that number might be. But again, this is supposed to be fun, so therefore choose if you want to do 12, 10, 8, 6, or if you want to do 30 seconds and work your way up to a minute. It's up to you, and it's also something that we can also discuss in the discussion as well.
Absolutely, and like we said before, this grouping of 5 exercises, we're trying to come up with something that's simple for everybody's knowledge. What's your favorite? Tell me what your favorite is. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about form. Aaron and I will do a follow-up video if you'd like us to. I don't know if you can tell, we're having fun with this.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't we?
But anyway, feel free to leave a comment. Tell us what your favorite is. We'd be glad to discuss and move on from there. And like we talked about before, we're always looking for new ideas, things that you're curious about. We will do the legwork, the research, and kind of bring other topics for you.
And again, if you're looking for an off-season plan or some off-season cardio or core conditioning or core work, reach out to us. I'm sure we can put a plan together. It is part of the services that we provide here at HAL under our sports performance wing. So if you're looking for a little bit of additional work outside of these 5 exercises, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Absolutely.
Outside of that, CTC, go make some magic. Go do your thing.
Have a great day.